So, standards. Am I perfect? Nope. No one is. But at least you try. I was raised to step in. I was raised that when I see something out of line in my society, I step in and say, no, that's not acceptable. And I still stand by that. It's very hard nowadays with people misbehaving left, right and centre, but I still stand by it. And we must stand by it. And there are other people out there who feel the same way and who also uphold standards. And this is the battle we're in. There are people intentionally trying their best to destroy morality, to destroy standards. And I, and people like me, are against them. We're trying to uphold them. So liberalism is used as one of their weapons to try and destroy standards. Oh, people should be able to do what they want. Really? Okay. When I go to the supermarket now, and I see toilet paper advertised as who gives a C word, not the severe C word, but a less severe C word, I think to myself, well, who's in charge? Who's governing this? When I see people walking around with t-shirts and shirts on which are printed the foulest obscenities, and I say, excuse me, are you aware that you're in public? And these people say, oh, I should be able to wear what I want. They are essentially people who have been affected by this liberalism nonsense. Oh, but people should be free. I've had people say to me, oh, swearing's just words. Swearing isn't just words. There is a particular part of the human brain actually responsible for swearing, for profanity. As my understanding is that part of the brain is heavily affected in people who have Tourette's syndrome. The point is, we have a decent society. It's not perfect, but we have a decent society, or we don't. And at the moment, I think we are struggling very heavily with that. And it's got a lot. The responsibility lies with the media. Who's in charge of the media? The very people who are causing the problem. So how the heck are you supposed to have anything bettered if the very people that you would complain to are the people who are causing the problem? So you see the quandary. And hopefully you'll see the solution, which is that those people cannot possibly be allowed to control or influence our media. They mustn't be, because their agenda is not ours. The agenda of a nation's people must be the betterment of their own country and the furtherment of the success of their own country. Oh, that's bad. No, that's against the interests of globalism, the world. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Strong countries are necessary. Everyone benefits from, ultimately, a competitive environment. The peace that these people present to you under the guise of globalism is actually pure submission to them. They would control you. They wouldn't be involved in your betterment. Your nation is all you've got. Now, I'm not an expert on this, but we have nations. But they're a fairly recent invention, a few hundred years old. But there they are. That's what we've got. We have our flags, we have our cultures, we have our languages. And they're precious. Everyone knows this. It's natural. And these people would have you abandon that. Now, there could be a potential situation whereby that might be worthwhile considering. But these people aren't doing it from an altruistic perspective. They're doing it because they want to control you. They believe they have the right to control you. I don't agree that they have that right at all. And I won't dishonour all of the people who have put their lives on the line and sometimes lost them on behalf of my country, the country which I belong to and which serves me and everyone else who is a member of it. Now, I would quickly be labelled a right-winger. You label me as you like. I know my position. I'm proud and I'm loyal. I'm trying my best to be decent. I'm not perfect. I would argue it's impossible for a person to be perfect, but you can try to be decent. And that's what I'm trying to be. Every day. All the time. In the face of this siege of indecency that's been stuffed in our faces. I don't watch television. I don't watch films. Maybe some older films before this propaganda campaign to destroy decency and normality was engaged in by these people. I try my very best to keep myself in good condition, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And in order to fix this problem, that's what we're going to have to do. All of us. And I would say, if you want to fall back on anything, fall back on your country, which at the moment is in a sick state because it's ill. Because there is a specific illness that it's suffering from. And that illness can be ejected from our nation. And our nation can recover. But only if we are aware of it and we strive to keep ourselves in good condition. Because that illness can only exist in our nation and by producing a situation whereby our nation is weakened. So if our nation is strong, the illness will be dissipated and it will be something that we look at and just say, that's a disgusting thing we want nothing to do with. There is a problem, and this is what it is, what I've spoken about in these few videos. It's up to the individual to take responsibility and actually begin the process of recovering our country by first recovering themselves, the community around them, the society around them, without relying upon these outside structures. We need to build our own structures to recover our country. We can't rely upon a lot of the structures around us because a lot of them are poisoned. Some of them are okay, but you've got to be very judicious when you choose which ones you use. There are decent ones and they can be grown into good ones. We're all in this. This is actually an exciting time and we can recover our country, but we must be careful. We must be careful. But most of all, we must be strong. Who am I to say all this? Am I some grand... I'm just a person, like anyone else. But I've chosen to do something about this. I would hope that other people do likewise. I know they will. But what we need most of all is leaders right now. And it's a big responsibility to be a leader. Really it is. But it's a worthwhile thing to do. Or you can just abandon your opportunity and waste yourself. I'm not going to do that. I would invite other people to also work on this recovery of our nation, the strengthening of our country again. Now this might seem like a vague couple of videos. It's the best I've got at the moment, but it's the truth and I'm speaking from my heart. That's the absolute truth, whilst trying to speak carefully about a topic which really needs to be addressed. And if we don't address it, it will only get worse. It can't ever get better because the trajectory is downwards. We need an upwards trajectory. And that relies upon us actually taking control of ourselves and moving forwards as individuals and taking responsibility for our countries. It's the best I've got for now.